We've got some more spinach that's in Watsonville. Here we have some romaine lettuce from Salinas.
For Jim Mills, life is quite simply all about produce, and every day his Sacramento warehouse receives tons of it from just about every region in the Golden State.
Broccoli from Salinas. Over here some artichokes from Watsonville and Castroville. Fennel from a local farm over in Yolo.
But the bulk of this produce doesn't stay here very long. Within a few hours, much of it is trucked out to restaurants and businesses in Northern California, some delivered by Mills himself. He spends hours on the road visiting farmers and chefs, taking produce from one to the other and educating both parties along the way.
Maybe to look at the progress of a particular crop or report back, maybe some feedback to the farmer about how the rest of the chefs are using it or what they might be looking for in the near future.
In many ways, Produce Express and people like Jim Mills are the link between 1,300 different restaurants in Northern California and produce from all over the Golden State. Today's visit took us to Del Rio Botanical Farm in Yolo County, where Suzanne Peabody Ashworth was keen to get restaurants to start trying the fresh fava beans and greens she's growing.
So we'll take some of these greens into a couple of restaurants this morning and see what the chefs want to do with them. In Sacramento, there's been an explosion of restaurants over the past 4 or 5 years in our capital. Again, Sacramento, California, agriculture, fruits and vegetables. There's a very nice link there. And the interest that my customers have in this product.
Well, we call at 5:30 in the morning and get the normal order, and then along about 7:30 we get the emergency orders, and if the phone doesn't ring between 7:30 and 8:30, it's a really wonderful day. But if it rings around 7:30 or 7:45, we then have to hustle around and make sure that we have enough for Jim, who's always early, and picking it up and getting it out to the restaurants real quick.
So we've got salad greens today, fava greens.
Her fava beans and boxes of her braised mixed were eagerly received at the Magpie Caterers Marketing Cafe in Sacramento. Chef Ed Rohr wasted no time turning them into a delicious dish.
Jim's been a great help in us learning what we can get in the area and how we can get those items here. Well, I mean, without a connection to the food, you know, I think when you're trying to make food as close to farm to table as possible, you know, we are busy, our calendar is busy all the time, and the reality of the matter is as a chef of a place like this, I don't even have a lot of time to cook. It's almost, there's so much going on, and having somebody that you can depend on and somebody that you can trust, that gives us the confidence to go out to our clients and our guests here in the cafe and say, you know, this is what we told you it was, this is from here, and this is where it comes from, and that's a big deal. Information is a big deal.
The restaurant has an extremely busy kitchen, but to Mills, who's in his 60s, it's like home from home. He knows about the stresses chefs face since he used to be one. For 14 years, he was the head chef for Randy Perigeri restaurants in Sacramento. Today, he's traded in his chef's hat to promote, educate, and even celebrate produce with other chefs.
I use email, I use the phone, but the best thing to do is to be able to go into a restaurant, to go into the kitchen, to find the person cooking the food, and saying, hey, what can I get you? What are you looking for?
I would just be doing seed production if it weren't for Jim driving in here and refusing to drive away. And saying, no, I really want this stuff. No, you don't understand. I really do want to buy this stuff. And I really want this, and I really want it now, and I really want some, and I want samples, and you know, so forth and so on, despite my best efforts to get rid of him.
As Chef Michael Toohey starts preparing meals with the greens, he admits his job would be so much more difficult if it were not for produce experts like Jim Mills.
Jim fills a need here that nobody else does, and that is he his company, and him particularly, works with several small farms that I would want to work with directly. However, my time is really challenged most of the time, so he takes a load off of my shoulder he's almost a one-stop shop, and so I can place my order with him, and I know that I'm getting the best of what is local, fresh, and organic if I specify.
Mills admits that following the produce directly from the farm to the fork is a great way to make a living. But he admits that this job, like any others, has its occasional frustrations.
Yes, we do still have some chefs asking us for heirloom tomatoes in March, and that's not going to happen.
But he says the vast majority are eager to try the variety of vegetables grown in the Golden State. So Produce Express, which has about 300 to 400 produce items in its warehouse daily, will probably keep delivering them for a long time, making Jim Mills one happy produce man. In Sacramento, Charlotte Fidipi, California Country TV.